Good day and welcome to COMP216 Networking for Software Developer Final Project. This is the project presentation for Team or Group 7, where we have Joanne, Hasit, and myself, Olu. So we are going to start the description of how this project works by first looking at the high-level design of the application. So the high level of design of the application, as you see on this screen, shows that we're trying to build an application that's where we have a publisher that simulates a temperature controller, which sends information to a broker, which is and then we have a subscriber which receives all the information sent to the broker and stores it in a database. And this is the high level view or a rough view of how the user interface is going to look like. And then we also have a conceptual architecture that shows the different components of the application and how they work together. So for the application, it's a three-tier application that uses both Python and JavaScript, as well as an SQL-like database. So the web front end for the application is going to be a browser page called where we're going to have a JavaScript file. So the JavaScript file will be the one responsible for showing the graphs and the interactivity of the application, while the middleware is going to be a Flask application that will work as an application server. And then we also have an SQL-like database where we're going to store our data that is collected from the temperature sensor. So we have a temperature sensor that publishes information to the broker, and the information that is published is received by a temperature data receiver, which sends the information directly to our SQL-like database. So to prove that the temperature and the publisher and the subscriber are working, this is the publisher application, and this is the subscriber application. And this is the utility that generates the um, um, random data that simulates the temperature. So for the publisher, I am at the terminal here, and I'm just going to run a batch file. So that batch file is the publisher batch file, which is going to be publishing information to the database, right? And then we also have a subscriber. So the subscriber batch file, I'm also going to run that. And the subscriber is going to be collecting data from the broker, the data that has already been published, and then it's going to be storing that information into a database table. So let me just go to our backend our backend tool that we use for the database. It's called Data Group. So this tool helps us to check the information that is in the database. So if I do a query, you will see the latest information coming in to the database. As you can see, the time is 1:08 p.m. and these are the readings coming in at this point in time. Another thing that I also want to show is that you can see the count of the data that is coming into the database. If I execute it, you'll see 788 records have been published into the database as at now. If I run it again, it will increase. Can you see? 10 more has come in, 10 more data sets have come in to 798. So it shows that as the publisher is working, the subscriber is also receiving the data simultaneously. So that is how the backend works, where we have our database collecting our data from the into the sensor DB database. So now let's now go to the front end. So the front end is the middleware application project that we created. And I'll just run the application just to show. So this is the development server. It's a Flask application, and this is the main program. It's a project.py. So it has the endpoint for the home page, the about page, and then the data. So if I click on this link, it takes me to that home page. And as you can see, the information on the home page is showing our smart thermostat application. So the information that is being shown here is the latest information coming in for sensor 1. If I change it to sensor 2, you will also see the latest information coming in for sensor 2. And on the user interface, I try to make it to show the current temperature, and it's also showing the temperature range. So these are the adjustments that have been done to the temperature by the thermostat. So you can see if the temperature is low, you are going to heat the room up so that the temperature meets the minimum requirement, which is 18 degrees. And if the temperature is too high, the cooling system will cool the temperature down to the minimum and the maximum, which is 23 degrees. So that is how the application works. And if there is no information from the sensor, nothing is displayed on the screen. So the application is quite intelligent in how information is retrieved from the source system and displayed on the system on the user interface. So that is it for our demo. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.